Pixel Tactics is a strategy game where you must lead your army in defeating the enemy leader. Hi, I'm Marco De Santos and I'm here to teach you the basics of Pixel Tactics Online. The goal of every game of Pixel Tactics Online is to reduce the enemy leader's health to 0. Doing so will not be easy. However, learning the basic rules of engagement will go a long way in helping you defeat your opponents. When starting a game of Pixel Tactics Online, you draw a starting hand from the deck. You can then mulligan cards that you do not need in the hopes of getting a card that you do need. Don't worry, you can't draw the same card that you mulliganed, but you can draw any duplicates that are still in your deck. Once you've mulliganed, the real game begins. Pixel Tactics Online is played over a series of rounds, each of which comprise of 3 waves for each player. The Vanguard wave, the Flank wave, and the Rear wave. With the first player going first, both players take their turn in the current wave, then move on to the next. Once both players finish their rear wave turns, the first player token swaps, and the round ends. This goes on until one player's leader is defeated, routing their unit. Unlike many strategy card games, Pixel Tactics Online has an action point system, limiting the number of actions you can take during one of your turns. During your turn, you may draw a card, summon a hero, attack, use a spell, move a hero, clear a corpse, or play an order. Each of these actions usually costs you 1 action point, so think before you act, as you only have 3 action points per turn. It is important to remember that you only have access to 3 of these actions during the first round, also known as the ceasefire. You may summon a hero, move a hero, or draw a card. This makes it so that aggressive decks cannot easily run over any of the slower decks, making the ceasefire the most calm you'll have in Pixel Tactics Online. In order to help you better understand the strategy behind Pixel Tactics, let us consider each of these basic actions. Draw a card. Unlike many other games, drawing a card is not given in Pixel Tactics Online. You must spend action points in order to draw. It is always important to keep your hand filled with cards in order to increase your strategic options. This would be a good opportunity to explain that each card in Pixel Tactics is actually 4 cards in one. Depending on where you play it, your specific card can have a variety of effects, making each card that much more flexible and powerful to have. So drawing cards and keeping up a big hand becomes tantamount to being a good and decent Pixel Tactics player. Summon a hero. Heroes comprise the basic meat of any army, so you'll be seeing them quite often. Depending on where you summon your hero, it can have a various amount of text, depending on whether you summon it in the Vanguard wave, the Flank wave, or the Rear wave. So be mindful of which wave you're currently in, as you can only summon heroes in that wave. So if you're currently in the Flank wave, all heroes you summon can only be placed in the Flank wave, giving them access to their Flank wave text. There are many different hero cards in Pixel Tactics Online, so be sure to consider them all and all their unique effects when building your deck. Attack. Whether it's your leader or a hero, almost every single unit in Pixel Tactics Online can attack, making it one of the most common ways to damage the enemy army. Unlike in many other games, enemy units do not usually counterattack when you attack them, making attacking powerful enemies less intimidating. However, there are a few nuances to attacking. When attacking, there must be no heroes or leaders between the attacker and their victim. This means that summoning a hero behind an ally can be a good way to defend it, but it will also limit that specific hero's ability to attack, as its ally will be in the way. There are a variety of abilities that allow heroes and leaders to bypass these basic rules of attacking. However, we will go over those on a later time. Finally, it is important to know that attacking causes a unit to exhaust, preventing it from performing further actions that turn. Use a spell. Heroes and leaders can have access to spells, which are abilities that you can activate, providing you various effects that can affect the battlefield. Much like attacking, it also causes that specific unit to exhaust, preventing it from acting further, such as attacking. Spells can be quite devastating when used at the correct time, so make sure to consider your unit's spells before doing anything. Just remember that spells are tied to whatever wave your unit is currently in, so carefully consider your unit's placement in order to gain access to their powerful spells. As a basic rule when it comes to interacting with your army, Remember that you can only command units that are in the current wave. This means that if you are in the Vanguard wave, only Vanguard units may be ordered to attack, use spells, or whatever the case. This means that you have to be careful in positioning your units, as you won't be able to command every single unit in your army at every single opportunity. Move a hero. As we've seen, positioning is key in Pixel Tactics Online. Not only does it dictate which units can or cannot attack, it also determines the text on your hero, giving it stat boosts or access to certain spells. Sometimes the battle requires a change in tactics, making some of your positioning less than optimal. If this happens, moving a hero can be a useful action to take. However, much like attacking and using a spell, moving a hero exhausts it and prevents it from doing anything else that turn. Clear a corpse. In Pixel Tactics Online, when a unit's HP reaches 0, it does not die immediately. Instead, it only dies once both players have taken their turns in that wave. This allows that unit to potentially counterattack or use a spell before dying. However, once it does die, it leaves a corpse behind. Now, this corpse might seem innocuous at first, but it actually prevents you from summoning units in that space or even moving units into that space. Should this problem arise, simply clear the corpse using the clear corpse action, allowing you to use it once more. Play an order. Finally, orders are some of the most powerful effects that you will find in Pixel Tactics Online. Think of them as very, very potent spells. When you play a hero in the center violet square, they will come in and perform their order text and then leave. This means that heroes played as orders will not actually stay on the board as units that can fight, because their effects are usually that powerful. However, to keep the power of orders in line, orders now have an orb cost tied to their effects. Orbs are gained at the start of each turn, and each player can hold up to 3. Therefore, you are limited in the number of orders you can cast per turn in conjunction with the number of action points you have. This means that orders actually cost way more to play than most other actions. They are just that powerful. Therefore, careful and strategic use of orders determine the victor in many Pixel Tactics Online games. So manage your cards, action points, and orbs well in order to achieve victory. As you can see, the sheer number of options available to you makes almost every turn of Pixel Tactics Online interesting, fun, and strategic. In the next video, we will be discussing some of the more advanced concepts in the game. However, this concludes your basic training, so go out there and rout some armies.